Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? I'm going to be honest, I'm still pretty tired from the trade deadline, but we got power rankings to get to. The Mariners are hot. The Rangers are back on track. The Cubbies are playing great. My Red Sox stink. Tim Anderson got knocked the heck out this weekend. I went to the beach today. I am no longer Mr. Potato Head tonight. I am Mr. Tomato Head tonight. Oh boy, let's get to it. Baseball fans, how you doing? Hello, 150 of you in this chat. How you doing, everyone? Hello. I went to the beach today for the first time in I don't know how long. I put on some sunscreen, and I forgot to put on more sunscreen today, and I'm really hot right now. My face looks like a tomato, but the show must go on. We have to do our power rankings tonight. How you doing, everyone? How you doing? I figured, why not go to the beach? I'm back to work this weekend. If you don't know, I am a teacher. I know I say that like all the time, but there's always maybe one or two of you that are new that maybe don't know that. I am a 4th grade teacher. I am back to work this week, and I figured, you know what? What could I do on my last day? I did go back to work on Friday for a work day, but, before I go back for my full first work week, what can I do? I figured the beach. That sounds relaxing. That sounds nice. Enjoy the summer, one more day. What better than the beach? Put on some SPF 30. Didn't put any more back on. I was there for a few hours. I'm also very, pale. I'm very fair skinned. So, stupid of me to not put on more. But hey, I got my vitamins getting the sun today. So what else? What else could you ask for, We got a super chat coming in. Davis Schneider. Oh my goodness. Davis Schneider. Don't even get me started. My goodness. But everyone, really fun weekend of baseball. Well, except for my Red Sox. This is the story of the Red Sox. Every couple of weeks they're playing great, and then they're not playing great. And then they're playing great, and then they're just awful again, and everything. When times are bad with the Red Sox, it feels like the world is just ending. Like, it feels like everything is just collapsing. And next thing you know, the Red Sox, in another week or two, they're going to start playing good again. And this is the season of the Red Sox. The 2023 Red Sox, they're amazing when they're good, but they're horrible when they're bad. My goodness. We got another super chat coming in. Frank Ryan, what's the Sox issue? Ownership, Kennedy, or Bloom? If I were to give you one clear, straight answer, I just don't think this team is fully there yet to be a consistently good team. This is a slow, painful rebuild for Red Sox fans. I just don't think they're there yet. They got guys, you got some talented guys on this team that are really helping out this team win some ball games this year, but I just don't think they're fully there yet to be able to consistently win series throughout the season. I think when they're good, but I don't think they have enough depth to be able to keep it going throughout the year. They've been running on, obviously, a lot of injuries with the starting pitching. I think that's a big deal as well. I just don't think they're fully there yet. If I were to give you just a one quick straight answer, I don't think it's Bloom. I don't think it's Cora. I don't think it's ownership. I just think the whole organization is just not there yet. We'll dive more into the Red Sox when I get to them here in a little bit. But, times aren't very fun with the Red Sox right now. I got a lot to say on the Red Sox later on. We got another super chat coming in. Blue Jays looking scary right now. Springer is hot. They look great this weekend. They look great. Davis Schneider looked like Barry Bonds this weekend. What the heck is going on? That guy's out of his freaking mind. But we got a lot of good baseball to talk about from this past weekend. Tim Anderson getting knocked the frick out. That I saw so many memes. I even put a meme out. I even made a meme out of those guys just, squaring off with each other. I thought that was fantastic. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We'll talk about the White Sox very shortly. But we had that. Man, the Mariners are playing just great baseball right now, and I'm not surprised about it, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. The Cubbies, same thing. They're playing great. Some teams are really dropping here, like my Red Sox. Got a few other teams as well that are just spiraling out of control. We got a lot to talk about. But one more thing before I do get started. Again, everyone, thank you for the trade deadline stream. Amazing. I made a post about it on the community tab. I don't know what else to say. We got over 900 subscribers from that stream. We had the most views on a stream on the channel of all time, like for my channel. The most viewers that we've ever had in a stream, like of all time. Incredible. Record-setting numbers from the trade deadline this past week. I can't thank you enough. You are all absolutely amazing. You are all supporting the channel, supporting me with a ton of super chats, or even if whatever, just coming in and stopping by and talking. Everyone that was here, all of you were just, thank you for your support. That's all I can really say. Record stream, fantastic. Really did great for the growth of the channel, so I can't thank you enough. What else am I going to say? I think that's pretty much all I got to say. But real quick, as always, if you are new to the channel, think about subscribing down below. Like I said, we just got almost 1,000 new Actually, we got over 1,000 new subscribers this past week. So if you are new, think about joining the ride. We're talking baseball here all the time. Hit that like button from everyone. The like goal for tonight is 200. Help us out if you can. Hit the bell notification. Hey, trade deadline's come and gone, but we still got baseball content, lots of baseball content coming your way. So make sure you hit the bell every time I go live or upload a video. That way you're notified. And hey, share the stream if you can. Also, everyone, we are partners now with Underdog. What the heck is going on my picture? My goodness. We are partners now with Underdog Fantasy. It is been really fun for me, to be completely honest. I've really been enjoying it. I've been doing daily drafts. I've been doing pick'ems. On your first deposit, if you click the link in the description below, on your first deposit, if you use my code HYDE, you get your first deposit doubled. So it's a great deal, up to $100. Just checking out what Underdog Fantasy is before we really dive into everything. Got to pay the bills here. Like I said, you can do drafts, you can do pick'ems. So when it comes to drafts, they have a whole ton of different ones. So tomorrow they're going to be starting drafts before 4:10, which is the first game of tomorrow. So you can do $3 drafts, $5 drafts, 10, 15, or if you're really, hey, we got some experts here on this channel. Everyone not everyone, but some people call me out all the time. Man, I don't know, man, Robbie, I think you're wrong. I think my opinion is right. All right, well, go test it out. Go try it. Go draft your own team. Go see if you can win yourself some bucks. And then they also got pick'ems where you can go over, under on certain players. And don't forget, it's not just baseball. You got other sports as well. You even got tennis on here. So taking a look at just some examples of pick'ems. So tomorrow, you could go either Freddie Freeman, higher or lower, 10.5 fantasy points. Fernando Tatis Jr., 9.5 fantasy points. They have so many different players that you can choose from. And you can even do rivals as well, where you can go head-to-head with certain players. So just looking at a couple, well, they don't have any as of right now, but we'll just look at some football here real quick. So for an example could be, Russell Wilson versus Jared Goff with passing touchdowns for the season. So, there's a whole bunch of different games you can play here on Underdog Fantasy. Check it out. Link is in the description down below. The code is HYDE, and you get your first deposit doubled. Okay, here we go, everyone. Here we go. Let me make sure I got everything right. I feel like I got to double check something before I get going here. Oh, yeah, I knew I messed something up. Thank goodness I caught it. Thank goodness I caught it. Oh, man. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, there is that. And there is that. Okay, we are good to go, everyone. We are good to go. I got the music ready. So if you are new to Power Rankings, like I said, we have had a lot of new people sign up or subscribe to the channel this past week. So the way we do things is we start at 30 and we go all the way to number 1. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So Austin, real quick, 250. Angels are so cooked. We're going to get to the Angels in a little bit, man. That's it's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Here we go. At number 30, we're going to start off with the Oakland A's. Usually, pretty much that's how it's going to go. I think that's how it's going to go for the rest of the year. But for the A's, you know, not a bad weekend. They won both their games against the Giants. I know Giants fans are feeling down in the dumps right now, just like me with my Red Sox. Nick Allen, multi-homer game today. Give it up for him. But the big story with the A's this weekend was Ramon Laureano getting DFA'd. Ramon Laureano has been with the A's for quite a while. Esteury Ruiz, he's coming back soon. So they had a bit of a log jam in the outfield there. Ramon Laureano, he hasn't really been producing ever since he got the positive test for the PEDs. He has really not been the same player that he was. He was much more of a dynamic player before that suspension. Let's see if maybe he can latch on to a new team, get himself going again. That guy was very good out in center field. The arm was amazing. When he threw out, well, he made a ridiculous catch against my Red Sox. What was it, 2019? I think it was 2019. A ridiculous catch. Or was it 2018? One of those years. This guy made like an insane catch, and then he doubled off whoever was running back to first. I can't remember who was running back to first, but it was absolutely insane. Ramon Laureano and that arm, insane. Remember, he took on the entire Astros dugout at one point. Like, that dude charged up to the dugout and said, "Hey, bring it on. I'll take on all of it." That was freaking insane. But, you know, the 80-game suspension, he just hasn't been the same since then. So Ramon Laureano, let's see where he ends up. I do think a team will pick him up. Coming in at number 29, we got the Rockies. Not really a whole lot to talk about. Honestly, these bottom teams here, you know, over the next, you know, month and a half of Power Rankings, we're really just going to run through these teams really quick. So just a quick little thing. As we're getting closer to the playoffs now, you got to start focusing on those teams that are in contention. So I'll do like a quick little thing on each of these teams. So for the Rockies today, Austin Gomber. Hey, the piece that the Rockies got back for Nolan Arenado. 6 shutout innings today for Austin Gomber. I'm just saying, the Rockies won the Nolan Arenado trade. Coming in at, nope, that's number 27. I knew I messed up somewhere. Who do I got at number 28? Oh, I got the Royals at number 28. Goodness gracious. For the Royals, actually playing decent baseball lately. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They ended up losing both games to the Phillies over the weekend, though, but still 7-3 in their last 10. That's all right. You got a lot of guys hitting in that lineup. Bobby Witt Jr. has been crazy lately. But a fun little story today, you know, for the Royals. Zach Greinke almost had a pinch hit appearance today. Salvador Perez had to leave the game early after getting hit on the hand with a pitch, and Zach Greinke was actually in the on-deck circle. MJ Melendez grounded out to end the inning, but Zach Greinke was this close to getting a pinch hit appearance. Hopefully one day we can see Zach Greinke back up at the plate. We got the White Sox at number 27. The big story with the White Sox, Tim Anderson getting knocked the frick out this past weekend. Listen, I'm not someone that condones violence, okay? Listen, but if two men are having a beef, I can appreciate two men just putting their fists up and say, let's go. Let's just duke this out. We got a problem. Let's just handle this like the boys did back in the early 1900s or mid 1900s, the 70s, the 80s. I feel like these days you don't really, well, I guess you still see people duke it out, you know, to solve their problems, but this was like normal behavior back in the day where you just go fight on the playground. You know, guy had a black eye, bloody nose. you fight, you shake hands at the end of the day, and that was it. You went back to the cafeteria and you ate your lunch, right? That's kind of how it was. But with Tim Anderson and J-Ram, this had actually been escalating for a bit now. You know, Tim Anderson, Jose Ramirez, he did say some pretty interesting comments about Tim Anderson, saying, you know, he's always, you know, been kind of a disrespectful player. He's always been disrespectful in the game. He tends to tag really hard. You know, guys don't like that when they're getting tagged like hard. I know what they mean. There's been when I was playing in high school, I remember I definitely got a couple of hard tags, man. And like, there's a difference. You can kind of tell. But this actually started on Friday. It says here, in Friday's game, replays show that Anderson pushed Guardians rookie Bram Rocio off second base with a tag at second base. The Guardians didn't appreciate it and the controversial call. Rocio was called out even though Anderson pushed him off the bag rather than simply tagging him. And then Francona got mad about it, and then he got ejected. So look at the infamous picture here. This is fantastic. I absolutely love this. Like, this is great. What a picture. This is awesome, man. But taking a look at this. So during Saturday's game, Anderson and Guardians infielder Gabriel Arias were jawing back and forth enough that an umpire told Anderson to knock it off, according to Francona. That led to the 6th inning when Ramirez slid into second base and Anderson again applied a hard tag and stood over him. The two exchanged heated words. Anderson dropped his glove, and then both squared off with one another as if they suddenly became the main event on Fight Night. Anderson missed twice before Ramirez connected. Now, I will say with Anderson, it looks like his punches were a little more clean, a little, you know, better form. Ramirez just started swinging, and he caught Anderson on the side of the head. And Anderson, oh, we got a video. We got a video. I mean, come on. We got to watch this. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Like, Anderson, I thought, threw a pretty good clean punch right there. Good little clean punch. But he missed, right? He threw another one. Missed. And then Ramirez, boom! Oh, goodness gracious. Just look at Anderson just toppling. Like, I can't believe, like, that's incredible. I mean, it's not incredible that, you know, someone can get hurt, but, like, I don't mean incredible in like a good way. It's like incredible just like that you saw something like this on a baseball field. That's just insane to me. I don't think I've ever seen anything. I don't think you've ever seen anything like that. You know, you've seen guys like, you know, charge the mound. You know, I actually just saw a video the other day of Robin Ventura charging Nolan Ryan, and then Nolan Ryan just completely manhandled him. I think Robin Ventura, once he got out to Nolan Ryan in that fight, it was like a deer in the headlights kind of a thing, and then he realized, like, oh boy, I've made a grave mistake, and then Nolan Ryan just ended up moving on to, you know, pound on his head for a little bit. So it wasn't like a charging the mound. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen two guys just like, let's go. That's pretty like amazing when you think that that's actually, I don't think that's ever even happened before. At least I can't think of a time that's happened before. I don't know. Let me know if that has happened. But anyway, that was the story with the White Sox this weekend. Overall, 6 ejections in this brawl. Ended up taking around 15 minutes to kind of calm everything down. So that is all we got for the White Sox. Not a whole lot of winning for the White Sox. They've pretty much sold everyone. At number 26, we got the Nationals coming in. You know, one thing with the Nationals, they traded Jeimer Candelario to the Cubs, but I was kind of wondering, why didn't they trade Kyle Finnegan? Why didn't they trade Layton Thomas? So pretty much after that, it came out, you know, Mike Rizzo was basically saying they put high price tags on the guys because they're guys that are, you know, good for the team, good for the clubhouse, and they see those two guys maybe contributing in the future to the team. Now, I don't know how much Kyle Finnegan can, you know, because he is getting a little older. I guess Kyle Finnegan could, you know, end up being with the team in the next few years or so. He is, what, he's 32 years old. Let me actually see. When does Kyle Finnegan's contract run up? I feel like he's coming up to free agency, you know, 2026. So it's not like they really had to move him at the end of the day. I guess kind of surprised. I figured a team would really want those guys. So, you know, for those guys that are under control, it is going to be harder to pry them away. So in the end, but Mike Rizzo just said, they set the price tag high. They are under control. So, if they didn't get a team to go crazy for them, there really was no point in getting rid of those guys. But for the Nationals, when it comes to baseball, they had a pretty neat little thing happen today. The first 2 pitches of the game today, they hit a home run on the first 2 pitches. First pitch of the game, home run. Second pitch of the game, home run. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. At number 25, we got the Pirates. Man, I say this every time. Man, Pirates, man, they were so fun at the beginning of the year, and here we are. But 6-4 in their last 10. Playing all right. One guy that's been standing out a little bit for the Pirates, well, Brian Reynolds has been playing really well, but one other guy I took notice of is Aka Williams. He was drafted 37th overall back in 2020 by the Rays, but he was just traded to the Pirates earlier this year, and he's been hitting really well over his first 10 games, hitting .333 with a 138 WRC+. So Aka Williams, hey, finding a home with the Pirates. Maybe the Pirates got a bit of a steal here. At number 24, we got the Tigers. Tarek Skubal. I never remember if I'm pronouncing that name right. I'm sorry if I botched it, but man, he's been pitching great in the first 6 starts since coming back. He is 2-1 with a 3.67 ERA, but the FIP is a 1.38. Skubal, man. Skubal's awesome. Sorry if I'm botching the name. At number 23, we got the Mets. Man, oh man. Well, the Mets are really free-falling now. I thought, could there be a chance maybe the Mets could just get hot and this could be just a crazy season for them? Nope. They've lost 6 straight. Nothing much going on here. Just some post-trade deadline news that were coming out. Pete Alonso, he was on the market, but the Mets were asking a lot for Pete Alonso, according to reports. But the fact that the Mets were listening to offers on him, I think there's a chance Pete Alonso... No, let me take that back. I think there's a good chance Pete Alonso gets moved in the offseason. I think there is a good chance. I think the fact that they were listening to offers on him now, and especially if they're wanting to compete in a couple of years, more so in a couple of years, I think they're going to try next year. They still have a decent core of players, so I think they're going to go out in the free agent market. I think they'll make some minor moves in the offseason. I don't think they're going to break the bank for anyone. I think they're really focused in a couple of years to really put together a serious squad. But I think the Mets, they're going to make some more conservative moves in the offseason. But I don't think that means that they're not going to be competitive next year. I think they could be, Who knows, though? LOL Mets, every single year, I guess. But also, in other news, the Dodgers had made an offer for Max Scherzer. So the Dodgers did attempt to bring Max Scherzer back to the Dodgers. They offered multiple prospects. So in the end, the Mets, they took the more sure prospect, the higher ranked prospect, instead of just a bundle of prospects. So I can appreciate that. The Mets, sure, say what you will about the Mets, but I will give them credit. Steve Cohen, he came into town, he went out there, he spent the money, tried to put together a winning team, tried to help bring a championship. It didn't work out. Sometimes investments are just not going to work out. So, but I'm glad that they did pivot, realized, okay, you know what, this isn't working out. We made a mistake. This team doesn't have it this year. We got to trade Scherzer. We got to trade Verlander. We're going to attach a bunch of money. We're going to get some very well-ranked prospects. And I can appreciate that they did that. So, say what you will about the Mets, but in the end, what the heck is going on? But, say what you will about the Mets. I at least appreciate that they went out and got some very high-ranked prospects. They also went after Verlander, too, but Verlander really just did prefer Houston in the end. So, hey, the Mets, there's always next year. Coming in next, we got the St. Louis Cardinals. Not a whole lot going on with the Cardinals. I feel like, at this point, the Cardinals, there's just no more juice left. I mean, I don't know. What else is there really to say? They do, again, they have a good offense, but now let's, focus on what some of these younger guys can start doing. And Tyler O'Neill is one guy, if you're looking for, a bounce back year. Can Tyler O'Neill maybe start putting it together? He has been hitting pretty well lately. He has 3 home runs this past week. So maybe Tyler O'Neill is maybe getting himself finally back on track. Newt Bar, Edmund, they've been hitting well. Steven Matz, actually, a good sign. Steven Matz, he's been pitching really well lately. 2-0 in his last 3 starts with a 0.50 ERA. So, it sounds like maybe, the Cardinals, they're just looking at what these guys can do this year. Obviously, they're looking to 2024. So, in the end, what can you do with the Cardinals? At number 21, we just talked about the Guardians. Obviously, Jose Ramirez getting the knockout blow on Tim Anderson. I think Tim Anderson is still taking a nap. I don't know what's going on. Tim Anderson actually tweeted out something. Oh, I got to pull this out. I got to pull this up. What did Tim Anderson tweet? He tweeted some quote or something. What is okay, here we go. I think he's been tweeting a little bit. Who is running Tim Anderson's Twitter? I know this man is still taking a nap. Someone's running it. Whoa, what is going on? Oh my God, he was exploding on Twitter. Is this the right account? Yeah, this is the right account. I think, yeah. Yeah, 100,000 followers almost. Okay, let's go through the Twitter on Tim Anderson. I know this is the White Sox, but here we go. Man, he was going crazy. Okay, so first tweet that he said 2 hours ago. You all know this is happening for a reason. Okay? Next tweet. We staying focused with this bleep. Listen, Tim. I'm a 4th grade teacher, Tim. Listen, can you just fix the grammar just a little bit? Been going through this bleep for a minute. Keep kicking on me while I'm down. A lot of MF been switching up too. Hashtag fake bleep. And who the bleep gave losers opinions? I'm one of those losers. I'm sorry. Y'all got me bleeped up for real. Hope you picking up what I'm putting down too. The picture bigger. Listen, Tim, I'm gonna say this to you. You gotta go back to sleep. You gotta go back to sleep. We gotta go back to sleep. Please put the phone down and get some rest. But as for the Guardians, not really too much going on here. The Guardians are starting to slip now in that central race. They're 4.5 back now in the division. It just seems like the Guardians really just don't have it. Who knows? Let's see if there's still plenty of baseball left, but it just feels like that's just the way it's going. I don't think they're going to be able to get hot. It just doesn't seem like they have it. In the last 7 games, they ranked 26 in WRC plus. In starting pitching FIP, they ranked 25th over the last couple of weeks. So they're not hitting, they're not pitching. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Joshua, how you doing? Joshua Kesserwan, how you doing? Hey, best baseball fight in a while. Joshua, I haven't seen you forever, man. How you doing? Hope you're all well. Hope you're well. Thank you for the super chat, Joshua. I appreciate that. So, but for the Guardians, I don't know. I made my preseason predictions. I'm definitely off on a lot of them. My goodness, I'm very off on a lot of them. But one prediction I did have the Guardians falling short of the playoffs this year. And I just didn't feel it with the Guardians this year. I don't know why. Alrighty, let's move on here, everyone. Let's move on here. We are done with the first tier on the power rankings. We're going to move on to 20 through number 11 real quick. If you haven't already, hit the like button for me. The like goal is 200 for tonight. Subscribe if you are new. Hit that bell notification. Share the stream if you can. Let's get back to it. So, moving on, number 20. Man, what happened? What happened to the Angels? What happened? Listen, I know you can't predict. It's like almost impossible to predict baseball. Like, I appreciate the Angels that they said, okay, we're not selling Ohtani. And I appreciate that they went out there and they bought. And they went crazy. Like, they got Giolito, right? They got Lopez in there as well. They got CJ Cron. They got Randall Grichuk. They made moves, all right? So I can appreciate that they went out there. I said this like a million times. They put their best foot forward. If you're gonna do something, you got to follow through with it, right? If you're gonna keep Ohtani, you got to go make those moves. And now they've lost 6 straight. They're 7 out in the wild card race now, I believe. They're 7 out in the wild card race. 7 out in the wild card race. That's incredible, because they were also right there, so you can't really blame them, right? However, the Angels, like, I do just think at the end of the day, I do think, just like every business, right? Any company you have, it always trickles down from the top. And I think in the end, I think Artie Moreno, I'm going to stand by this. I think he needs to go. I think he needs to go. And I don't think this Angels organization is going to do anything with him leading the organization. The smart move, even though you were a game out, or whatever it was, 2 games out, I understand you were there. But, I don't know, it's hard, man, because when you're in that spot, and you want to keep Ohtani for the long haul, I don't know, man. I don't know. Jordan Brooks, nah, keep him there. But no, you could have gotten some really good prospects back for him. Who knows what the market was like? At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, yeah, the market was like this. Who knows? Maybe they really weren't getting any good offers. Who knows? We don't know. That's the thing. We can speculate. We can put tweets out. We can go on Reddit and we can say all these things. He should have done this. We should have done this. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We need to remember this. We are just fans at the end of the day. Yeah, some of you out there, you're going to have a phone, right? You got someone's number. Maybe you know a thing or two behind the scenes. However, most of us here, including me, including all the other baseball channels out there, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So who knows what teams were actually offering? It was a 2-month rental. And it was going to be an expensive rental. So who knows if there really were any good offers worth entertaining. I don't know. Who knows? But it's just hard. Like, it's a tough spot, and I can agree that, they went for it. I think if it was just like they couldn't win in this. That was the problem with the Angels there. They could not win in that situation. If they traded Ohtani, you're gonna have people shouting from the mountaintops like, "Oh, you're gonna be remembered as the guy that traded Ohtani." Right? How could you trade Ohtani when we're 2 games out of the wild card race? But then, when you didn't trade him, it's like why didn't you trade him? We could have gone all these prospects, blah, blah, blah. That was a situation you were never going to win. If you traded him, if you didn't trade him, the only way you were going to win is if you actually won. And they did the best they could, I guess. Could they have maybe made some better deals? Sure, but, I don't know. I can't really go crazy on them because it's just the way the cookie crumbled. To be honest with you, I thought Lucas Giolito was a bit of an overrated trade piece. I thought Lucas Giolito was fine this year, but he's not going to be a guy that puts you over the top. He's a solid guy to put into your rotation, but he's not going to be like that big piece, like Verlander. Verlander, that's a guy he's going to be 1-2. Lucas Giolito, to me, is like a 3-4 in a rotation. I don't think Lucas Giolito is a 2. He's definitely not a 1, right? So, I don't know. I thought Giolito was overrated on the trade market this year. His FIP is in the 4s. It's, he's good, but he's not amazing. He doesn't, in my opinion, put you over the top, right? Unfortunately, they had the Taylor Ward thing. That was a bummer. So it's like nothing goes right with this Angels team. I don't know what to say. But I will bring up something positive. Let's go take a look at Shohei Ohtani. This guy is on a ridiculous pace. So I've been seeing a lot over the last week. Are we witnessing the greatest season ever? So I did some math. And I just calculated it. What is Ohtani on pace for when it comes to his wins above replacement? I looked at it on Baseball Reference as well as Fangraphs. So on Baseball Reference, he is on pace for a 7.2 Baseball Reference WAR for his offense. And for the pitching, he's on pace for a 4.4. So that would put him, so 7.2 for the offense, 4.4 for the pitching. So together that would be 11.6. On Baseball Reference all-time WAR leaderboards, that would put him in the top 10. I think that would put him right at number 10 for the best season of all time. But on Fangraphs, they tend to be a little more conservative with the numbers. So he would be on pace for a 7.8 Fangraph WAR for his offense. And he would be on pace for a 2.8 WAR for his pitching. Add those up, and that comes up to 10.6. And that would put him in the top 35 all time when it comes to Fangraph WAR. So, however way you slice it, we are looking at a historic season. You're either looking at he's on pace for a top 10 Baseball Reference season or a top 35 Fangraph season. Either way, that is pretty cool. So, I like both Fangraphs and Baseball Reference. I think they're both great. I do prefer Fangraphs, but I understand Baseball Reference, the way they do things too. Either way, we're witnessing history, everyone. As for the Angels, they stink. Here we go at number 19. Speaking of teams that stink, just like my Red Sox. That's not the right one. Speaking of teams that stink, just like my Red Sox and the Angels, we got the Yankees coming in at number 19. What the heck was Giancarlo Stanton doing on the base paths this weekend? Don't even come at me. Don't come at me saying, oh, Giancarlo Stanton, he's slow. He's slow. Like, he wouldn't have been safe anyway. I don't care. You're getting paid $30 million. I understand if the guy is waving you home. Come on. What are you doing? I get it. Stanton, he's kind of a walking glass castle. I understand that. I understand he could pull a hammy just walking down the street. But the guy was jogging, man. Like, come on. Giancarlo Stanton, listen, I know you're never going to listen to my opinion. Why would you ever listen to my opinion? I'm a doofus. I'm a dork that sits at my desk. You would never listen to me. Well, come on. Can we just at least pick up the pace a little bit? If any other player out there is doing what he did, that dude's getting benched. I'm just saying. But they split with the Astros over the weekend. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Rays. Carlos Rodon, once again, having some injury problems. Left his start today with hamstring tightness. The offense has been a little better with Judge lately. Torres, Stanton, Bowers, they're hitting well. Speaking of Stanton, he is hitting for some power. So let's, give the man credit. Has 3 home runs in his last 7 games. Bowers has 4 home runs in his last 7 games. The starting pitching, though, it's struggling. A lot of instability in that rotation right now. A 6.84 FIP over the last 7 games. So, I don't know, man. I don't think the Yankees got it this year. It feels like they just don't have it. I don't know what to say. What the heck happened to the Arizona Diamondbacks? Like, this team was so fun in the first half. Great-looking team, and they're just spiraling right now. They've lost 6 straight games. Their offense is dead last in WRC plus in the last 7 games. The starting pitching over the last 7 is averaging a 4.62 FIP. That's not going to get it done. The bullpen isn't any better. They're averaging a 4.84 FIP over the last 7. That's not going to get it done. What the heck's going on with this Diamondbacks team? No one's hitting. They're not pitching consistently. You're getting a couple of good starts here and there, but the offense isn't showing up. Bullpen is inconsistent. Diamondbacks are not a good team right now. I'm not even going to get into individual stats because nothing looks good with the Diamondbacks right now. At number 17, we got the Marlins. What the heck happened to the Marlins? This was fun. What happened to the fun teams? This is what I like. I guess they always say, right? The cream rises to the top. And are we seeing that here? The Marlins, 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight. They got swept by the Rangers. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Phillies. They are scoring runs. They're 10th in WRC plus over the last 7. But the starting pitching is struggling. 4.93 FIP in the last 7. Just like the Diamondbacks. That's not going to get it done. However, Uri Perez is rejoining the Marlins tomorrow. He will be making a start to face the Reds. That's nice that they're going to be getting him back. So, heck, can the Marlins get this back together? As of right now, the Marlins, taking a look at the standings, they're a half game back, but they're not out of it. The Diamondbacks, too, they're a game and a half back. So, they're not out of it. This wild card race for the National League is going to be really fun. I think it's going to be a good finish for that wild card race in the National League. Moving on here. At number 16, listen, hey, this team, they're starting to put together some wins. They're 3 games back in the wild card. The Padres, I've been saying this. Every power rankings, don't even at me. You can go to all the power rankings. I've been saying every week, the Padres are a good team. They're a good team. They have the numbers. They have the numbers in the offense. They have the numbers in the starting pitching. The bullpen, it hasn't been amazing. But whatever, it's good enough. The Padres are finally starting to get it together. Elephant in the room. That's a fantastic name, by the way. I think that is a great name. I love that name. You said they stink, Robbie. Listen, I'm going to go down. I'm going to fall on my own sword, okay? Listen, I think it's a good Padres team. I'm going to defend them until I get blue in the face. They're 7-3 in the last 10. However, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers. They lost tonight. They won 2 out of 3 against the Rockies this week. So not a good weekend against the Dodgers overall. They had a good game on Saturday. They had a 7-run, 8th inning comeback against the Dodgers on Saturday. So give them that. Juan Soto, Ha-Seong Kim, they've been hot lately. Jake Cronenworth, Trent Grisham, they're hitting well lately. So starting pitching, they're doing well. They ranked 4th in FIP over the last 7. Blake Snell, he's pitching out of his mind. Bullpen has been better, a 3.77 FIP over the last 7 games. So is this Padres team going to be kind of, they're going to just blossom at the end of the season? Listen, I will say this. Don't let the Padres get hot in that last week. Are they starting to bubble right now? Are they maybe not fully there yet? Are they going to get red hot in September and make a charge? Remember the St. Louis Cardinals, 2011. They went on that run, man, and they got hot, and they made it all the way to the World Series. Could the Padres do something like that? Listen, you got the talent. It's just a matter, can you get it together as a team? And if they do, that's going to be scary, man. Look at the Phillies last year. The Phillies were, 9 games under 500, whatever it was, when Joe Girardi got fired? And they made it all the way to the World Series. I'm just saying. Oh, here we go. I got a lot to say. Coming in at number 15, we got my Red Sox. They were knocking on the top 10 last week. I got a lot to say. Grab your root beers, grab your Dr. Peppers, grab your ginger ales, grab your tea, your matcha, whatever the heck you're drinking. I got a lot to say. Where do I start? With this team? All right. Well, you guys have already heard, this is what I think of the 2023 Red Sox, right? When they're good, they're amazing. When they're bad, they're horrible. It is either you're on top of the world when they're doing good, or you're like, oh my God, sell the team, fire Heim. Send this guy to the sun. It is the most, the fan base has been so emotional this year. I've been having people coming at me on Twitter. I'm defending my case against people. What can listen, I don't know what to say. We got a super chat coming in. Maury's Life. Actually, did we have a super chat earlier? Oh, for Maury's Life as well. Actually, I missed this one. $1.99. Giants 30 for getting swept by the A's. Not a good weekend for the Giants. And then Maury's Life, $9.99. Can you put the Giants in 30 for getting swept by the A's by the deadline? I can't. Listen, I got to stick with where I already got the Giants in a spot. Not a good weekend for the Giants overall. I will say I did move them down one spot by the time after they lost. So I did make a late adjustment for the Giants. But overall, the Giants lately, they're playing okay. They're playing okay, but they're kind of in this weird zone right now. Thank you, Maury's Life, $9.99. Appreciate that. All right, back to the Red Sox. Like I said, when they're good, they're amazing. When they're bad, they're horrible. Emotional fan base right now. You're either on top of the world, you're thinking you're going to win the World Series, and they're playing well. And when they're not playing well, you want to fire everyone. You want to fire Bloom. You want to just, I don't know, people want to bring Dave Dombrowski back. They want those vibes again. Listen, I think we need to just cool it here, right? Coming into this year, there were not a lot of expectations for the Red Sox. There were not. Can they finish over 500? Sure. All right. Could they win? Could they maybe win 90 games? Maybe. That's a hard maybe. Could they win 85 games? Yeah, that's doable. All right. Not a lot of expectations. Listen, I'm going to say this to the Heim haters out there, okay? I know someone is watching this and they're like, oh, brother, here's Robbie again, supporting Heim. It's not that I support Heim. I want to make this clear. I'm not like this Heim homer. I'm not like this Heim, like, oh my God, I have like pictures on my wall of Heim. I support the Red Sox at the end of the day. I've gone through many general managers. I've gone through quite a lot. We've had Duquette. We've had Theo Epstein, right? We had Ben Cherington, right? Dave Dombrowski. I've been through them all, right? I've been following this team for a long time. And I'm tired of people coming at me, right? Where I've had experience with this team for a long time. I've been through a lot of down times with this team. No, I wasn't a part of the 86 team. I wasn't a part of the Impossible Dream team, right? I started following the Red Sox early 2000s, right? Over 25 years. I've seen the bad. I've seen the good. And I'm just looking at what's going on with this organization right now. They are going through a slow process of getting the organization back to a place where Theo Epstein got them. If you go back to Theo Epstein after he got hired, right? You can even say Ben Cherington a bit too, because he did a similar approach. Good farm system, and also the ability to spend money when you can. You don't go out there and you just start blowing all your money like Steve Cohen, because look what happened this year. So everyone that's saying, man, why didn't you go out why isn't Heim going out here and spending on free agents? Why isn't he going? Okay, first off, he has been, right? He has been getting players. Is he getting guys like Aaron Judge? No, he's not getting those kind of guys. But he's gotten some pretty productive players, right? Yoshida has been one. Story's been hurt. Whatever. Say what you want about Trevor Story. But that guy, he got hurt last year. Obviously, this year, he's coming back here eventually. He should be back rather soon. But actually, Trevor Story, in the 94 games that he played last year, he was worth what he was getting paid. Well, he was getting paid $20 million last year. He was worth $19.9 million last year based off of Fangraph value, right? When you combine the offense and the defense, he did live up pretty much to what he got paid, right? So whatever. Say what you want about Trevor Story, but I appreciate that he's with the organization. Heim has spent money on guys that, Yeah, have some of these moves been busts? Yeah, sure. That's every organization. You're going to sign players that don't work out. Look at Nick Castellanos with the Phillies last year. That was a brutal season that he had last year. My point is the Red Sox are trying to get back to a place where they have a strong farm and a strong major league team. A lot of people out there will probably laugh at this, but the Dodgers are a great example. Strong farm, always have a competitive team, have the ability to spend money. The Dodgers, say what you will about the Dodgers, but that is what you want your organization to be, right? Player development, building up these great prospects where they can either come and help you in the major league level, or you can use them as assets in trades, right? Okay, just like how they got Lance Lynn to help them out this year. They sent back Nick Nastrini, right? So that's where they're trying to get. They're not there yet with the major league team. They just don't have enough young talent helping the team. And you got some veteran guys on the team that are good, right? But, they're not going to be... I don't think they're going to be good enough for this team is going to be like a 95 win team. All right. It's a good team. It's just very up and down. I just don't think where I see this Red Sox organization right now, I see them as they're not just stable enough yet. Right. They were really rocky there for the last few years. Right. But now it feels like they are having the rocks, but when they rock the good way, it's really good, right? And I feel like they're almost there. They're not quite there. And I thought maybe they could put it together and they could make a playoff run. I mean, who knows? They could get red hot here, but I feel like in the end, they're probably not going to have enough. But listen to this, right? I just want to go through something because I just need people to understand that the Red Sox are just trying to get back to a place that they have been 4 times, winning in 2004, winning in 2007, winning in 2013, 2018. All of those teams had very, very, very similar characteristics. And the main one was they had a pretty good farm every single time they won a World Series. 2004 was a little different because Duquette, he had brought in like a lot of guys, right? Had Pedro, they made the trade with Veritek and D'Lo, right? They got a deal like that done. You had Nomar. So the 04 team was different. They had Manny, obviously, a part of that team. That was a guy that they went out and spent money on. But the Red Sox in 04, a lot of those guys came up through the system, and they had homegrown talent on that Red Sox team, as well as guys that they got in free agency, got in trades, got lucky with David Ortiz, right? That 04 team is a little different, but if you go back to 2007, 2013, right? 2013 also a little different, but still pretty similar. And 2018, strong farm systems every single time. So if you go back here, and I've even written down the names, because I even went through and I even saw some names where I'm like, oh my, I forgot about these players. But still, they were good prospects at the time. So let's go to this. After they won the World Series in 2004, I'm going to name some prospects here. Some of them didn't turn out to be anything, but some of them ended up being big pieces either for the Red Sox or in trade. So after they won the World Series in 2004, I'm just going to list the prospects in no order, right? Listen to these Red Sox prospects that they had after they won the World Series in 2004 that ended up helping them set up their success for 2007. Hanley Ramirez, Anibal Sanchez, John Lester, Jonathan Papelbon, Dustin Pedroia, Clay Buchholz, Jacoby Ellsbury, Daniel Bard, Lars Anderson, Justin Masterson, Jed Lowry, Ryan Kalish. Some of those guys didn't end up being anything, but they were regarded as top prospects, right? They had a strong farm after that 2004 World Series. After 2007, You did also have Daniel Bard still. You had Jed Lowry. You had Lars Anderson still. You did have Justin Masterson as well. You had Kalish. Also, Will Middlebrooks came into the picture. Xander Bogaerts, that's the biggest one that came into the picture. So they had prospects after those 2 World Series. After 2000, I missed this part. After they won that 2004 World Series, they went on to sign some pretty decent free agents, right? Or at least to decent money. Remember, they signed Daisuke Matsuzaka. They signed J.D. Drew. They traded Hanley Ramirez and Anibal Sanchez for Josh Beckett and Mike Lowell. My point here, or let me actually, one more thing. After they won in 2007, they went on to sign free agents John Lackey, Carl Crawford, Adrian Gonzalez. Obviously, Carl Crawford and Adrian Gonzalez didn't really work out all that much. However, the reason they went out and signed those guys was because they had a good farm, right? And that's not the only reason. Obviously, they wanted to win, but they had a good farm where you had that safety net, right? Because having that farm, it's so vital to an organization, right? So that's when I'm noticing when the Red Sox have the good farm systems, that's when they go out and they make those signings, right? Go back to 2013. The prospects they had at that time after they won the World Series. You had Henry Owens. And again, some of these names did not work out. You had Henry Owens, Alan Webster, Trey Ball, Manuel Margot, Eduardo Rodriguez, Rafael Devers, Mookie Betts. You had top prospects. They went on to sign some guys. David Price, JD Martinez. They traded for Chris Sale. They traded for Craig Kimbrell. I'm just saying. It's the same thing every single time. It's the same thing every single time. And basically my point here is just be a little patient here. You got a really good farm right now. I think it's only a matter of time before the Red Sox go out and make a splash. And then you're going to have people go out there, oh yeah, well they had to go make a move. The fan base, they were going to lose their fans. No, they're just waiting to build up the good prospects. It's not that at all. I guarantee people are going to say that. If they go out in free agency this year and they go sign, going blank on the name. Pitcher from Japan. I'm going blank. Not Roki Sasaki. The other one. I'm going completely blank on the name. But the point is they're going to spend money. They don't spend money when they don't have the prospects. When they have the prospects, they go out and sign players, right? So say what you will. I've been watching this team for 25 years. I know this organization, right? I've been a fan of this team ever since John Henry took over. It's the same thing. It's nothing different. And people are just wanting to get mad and just complain. Stop complaining. Stop. Enough's enough. It's annoying. Gosh. You make the fan base look ridiculous. It's enough. Gosh. Whine, whine, whine. Cry, cry, cry. Have some patience. Just wait. It's going to be good. It's going to be fine. Everyone's flipping out. It's okay. Have some discipline. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Just stop your whining. Stop your complaining. The Heim haters. Go to bed. Have a sandwich. Go enjoy your life. Go out there. Go explore the world. Stop your crying. You're making us Red Sox fans look bad. Just saying. Just saying. Goodness gracious. Moving on. Going on to the Twins. The Twins. Playing pretty good baseball lately. They've won 4 straight games. They won 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals. They swept the Diamondbacks. Matt Walker. Walk-off homer today after Kepler tied it in the 9th. 12th in WRC plus in the last 7 games. Starting pitching's been fine. 13th overall in FIP over the last 7. Bullpen has been amazing for the Minnesota Twins. A 0.95 ERA. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Minnesota Twins, man. This is a team that's been kind of just like, they got the talent here, but it seems like maybe they're kind of putting it together and they're going to win some more ball games. You know, I know 5 games over 500 isn't amazing for them, but I mean, it's better than what it's been. You know, this is a team that was 1 game under 500 and they were leading the division at one point. So it's kind of nice to see the Twins that are 5 games over 500, right? So that's pretty good for them. So I think the Twins, it seems like they're kind of getting their mojo back. I've liked their pitching all year. It got a deep rotation. The bullpen is starting to click now. You just got to get these guys in the lineup just hitting consistently. Man, oh man. Hey, the Twins playing decent baseball lately. Also, I forgot to mention, I went on my little rant right there, and I know I was bothering some people there. I left out Alex Verdugo. I just want to comment on that really quick because Alex Verdugo, that kind of was a story this past weekend. He got benched. And my guess, if people just want to know I'll give a quick answer and I'm going to number 13. My guess for why Verdugo, well, he was late first off, but I think Verdugo is kind of, personally, he's slumping. You know, to me, he's been slumping, right? Has not been hitting well over the last month and a half or whatever it is. So I think that's getting to him a little bit. The contract extension talks, they're non-existent. They're non-existent. I think also his name came up in trade talks. I think the guy just is checked out. I think he's starting to get checked out. So I think that's what's going on here with Alex Verdugo. Anyway, moving on. At number 13, what happened to the Reds? What's going on with the Reds? My goodness, they were so fun. And now they're not fun anymore. The Reds are not fun. Swept by the Nationals. Lose 3 out of 4 to the Cubs. Listen to this, everyone. Listen to this. They gave up 46 runs against the Cubs. 46 runs in 4 games. What the? 46 runs? That's insane. My goodness. We just talked about earlier how the Nationals had two home runs on the first 2 pitches. Yeah, Lyon Richardson gave that up today. The starting pitching, a 9.17 ERA over the last 7 games. Relief pitching, a 6.41 ERA over the last 7 games. They're not pitching. They're not really hitting. They're hitting okay. It's fine, but they're not pitching. The Reds, they got to get this together, man. They got to get this together because they're sliding right now, man. Up next, we got the Cubbies. They are approaching the top 10, everyone. They are approaching the top 10. 7-3 in their last 10. They won 3 out of 4 against the Reds. Like I said, I have to put the Cubs ahead of the Reds here because obviously they just won 3 out of 4. 2 out of 3 against the Braves as well this past weekend. I actually thought about putting the Cubs up a little higher. Jack, I see you in the chat. I'm going to be honest with you, Jack. I really did think about putting them in the top 10. I really did. I'm being honest with you. I really did. I just do want to, I've said this a million times, and people are going to say, oh, here we go again with Robbie. Here we go. I want to wait one more week. I need the Cubs to really put more of this together. Go win a couple more. I know they've been winning a lot of series lately. I know. You're probably thinking I'm crazy. I just want one more week. That's all I want. I know. Jack, I know you beat the Braves. I know. Don't hate me. I just want, and also another reason, I had the Cubs a little lower last week, so they are climbing quite a lot here on my rankings for this week. So I know maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I'm just wanting another week. Don't hate me. Come on, don't hate me. All the Heim haters hate me enough. I'm already getting all the hate from the Heim haters. The Heim hater brigade is strong. Come on, don't hate me too. Jack, listen, if they're better than 12, then they're going to be in the top 10 next week. If they are better than 12, then they're going to win some more games this week. Just show me. That's all I'm asking. Listen, I like the Cubs, okay? I like the Cubbies. I guess 12 seems right to me. Let's go through some numbers. 5th in WRC plus over the last 7. Swanson has 5 home runs in his last 7 games. Dansby Swanson is going off lately. What is happening? Cody Bellinger, he is red hot over his last 7 games. Thank goodness the Cubs didn't trade him. Thank goodness, because this guy's going crazy. He's hitting .444 with a .500 on base and a .667 slugging with a homer and 7 RBIs over his last 7 games. He's out of his freaking mind. The starting pitching hasn't been amazing lately, but you got Leiter Jr. and Merriweather pitching well in the bullpen. So the Cubs, they're looking good. They're on the right track. Jack, I agree. Extend Bellinger. I think that's what the Cubs need to do. Coming in at number 11. Oh, man, I've been waiting for this team to start getting it together. I've been waiting for this team to start doing this. And the Mariners, they're coming alive, everyone. They're coming alive. They won 2 out of 3 against my Red Sox. Did they end up winning the last game here? Yeah, so they ended up sweeping the A's tonight. So I was getting ready for the power ranking, so I didn't see the final. 7th in offense over the last 7. Julio Rodriguez, J.P. Crawford, who made an amazing catch against my Red Sox to end that series. Are you freaking kidding me? Eugenio Suarez, to end that game. Eugenio Suarez, Ty France, they're all hitting well. This is the key for the Mariners. Great starting pitching. But the offense has been so inconsistent, but they're playing good. They're playing some good baseball. 3rd in starting pitching and 5th this year. However, the starting pitching has been struggling lately. 17th in the last 14. However, George Kirby, Luis Castillo, Gilbert, they've been picking up some W's lately. Brian Wu, Bryce Miller, they have been struggling. So, either way, though, starting pitching. Love the starting pitching. Best bullpen in the major leagues over the last 7. One of the best bullpens this year, even without Paul Sewald. Right? So, bullpen is still doing great. Let's get to the top 10, everyone. Let's get to the top 10. Don't forget about our sponsor for tonight's show, Underdog Fantasy. Link is in the description down below. Use my code HYDE, and you get a double on your deposit. Also, everyone, we are partners here with BetOnline, one of the best sources out there for your sports betting needs, whether that's MMA, boxing. I don't know who caught the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight. I predicted Jake Paul was going to win in a decision, and I got it right. There was no way Nate Diaz was going down. There's no way that guy was getting knocked out. But you could have betted on BetOnline there. You can do anything. You got Major League Baseball, football coming back. Go check out BetOnline. Use the code BELIEVE, and you get a 50% welcome bonus. Here we go, everyone. Let's get to the top 10. Coming in at number 10, I do got the Brewers. A part of me hates putting the Brewers in this spot. I know. It's just... Listen. The Brewers, to me, they're leading their division. Maybe I don't need to have them this high, but they were playing really well lately, right? They kind of didn't do amazing this week, so they dropped a couple of spots. I believe they were number 8 last week, so they've dropped to number 10. So, hey, I'm just saying. They need to start picking it up a little bit, though. They split with the Pirates. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Christian Yelich, Bryce Terang, hitting well lately. 8th in starting pitching in FIP over the last 14 games. However, Brandon Woodruff, he came back today. Struck out 9 over 5 innings, 2 earned runs allowed. Didn't get the win, but he did pitch pretty well. Corbin Burns, Peralta, they've been good lately. However, Adrian Hauser, Tehran, Brea, they have not been pitching well. So, starting pitching, they do need to kind of pick it up more consistently. Not a big fan of the offense. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just kind of not feeling too high on the Brewers, man. But you know what? They got hot there for a little while. They're kind of coming back down to earth. But to me, they're in danger of falling out of the top 10. They're in danger. So, At number nine, we got the San Francisco Giants. We got the Giants coming in at number 9. Oh, we got a super chat. Yogi Dude, what's going on? Oh, we got another super chat coming in. My goodness. DePoto is very good at developing pitching, but he's not really known for building really good teams in general. Hopefully, they'll develop hitters too. Yeah, man. I think the Mariners are going to be okay here. I think they're going to start winning a few more games. Let's see if that's going to be enough to get them back in the playoff race. Let's see if they can get a wild card spot. For the Mariners, right now for the Mariners, they are... where are they? They're 2.5 out in the wild card race. So 1-5 straight. They're 8-2 in their last 10. So let's see what ends up happening. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. But yeah, I agree with you. They've developed some great pitching. All right. I do agree. I think they need some more offense, more offensive guys in that system. RWB team, Alex here. It's not a real top 10 when you have the Brewers ahead of the Cubs. Swap out the Cubs with someone else in the top 10. You don't know ball. Well, I don't know a lot of ball. What can I say? I've been sitting at my desk for the last 3 years talking about this. But last time I checked, the Cubs are in second place. I mean, I don't know how good at math I am. I teach fourth grade. But I do see the Cubs in second place. And let's see if the Cubs, if they get hot this week, if they get hot and they take over first, I will eat my words. I will agree with you. I do think the Cubs are the better team. However, the Brewers are in first place. What else can I say? I do think the Cubs are talented, more talented than the Brewers personally. I will agree with that. But at the end of the day, you got to put wins on the board. Right? And if the Brewers got some more wins here, I can look at my stats all I want. I can look at Fangraphs all I want. But if I still see the Brewers ahead of the Cubs, I'm just saying. But the Cubs can definitely overtake first place this week. I definitely think that is a big possibility. Definitely possible. But thank you for the super chat, even though you said I don't know ball. I don't know what to say to that. I don't. I'm a doofus that sits at my desk. I mean, what do I know? I don't know anything. I'm just here at my desk. So, back to the Giants. They won 2 out of 3. No, that's not right. Or they won 3 out of 4 against the Diamondbacks. And then the Ace. Bad weekend against the Ace. I'm just saying. Offense, 28th over the last 7. Listen. They got to be more consistent with the bats. They got to be more consistent. You're 28th in offense in WRC+. Come on, Giants. Get these bats waking up here. Wilmer Flores is having a season, man. Wilmer Flores, dude, this guy is just hitting. Like, what the heck is going on? I got to pull up the stats. Wilmer Flores. He just keeps hitting. I never thought Wilmer Flores would be this kind of a player. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, going back to the super chat, I don't know ball, so I definitely didn't know this. 308 on the batting average this year. A 362 on base. A 544 slugging. Got a 906 OPS. Like, Wilmer Flores, have yourself a year. Just saying. But the Giants, they need more bats to wake up. Here. However, their starting pitching has been fantastic. They're first in starting pitching in FIP over the last 14 games. Logan Webb, Ross Stripling, they've been pitching great. The bullpen continues to be one of the better bullpens in the game. 9th in relief pitching FIP over the last 7 games. So, Night Striker, man. Listen, I will let your imagination take over on that. At number 8, we got We got the Phillies. They won 2 out of 3 against the Royals, 3 out of 4 against the Marlins. Offense it's been a stagnant offense this year. I don't even know what to really say about this offense this year because you got so many good bats. But they just haven't really produced like we thought they were going to. They're 13th in WRC plus in the last 7. Bryson Stott, Schwarber, Castellanos, though, they combined for 7 RBIs today. Starting pitching is fantastic. They're 4th and 5th on the year. Zach Wheeler, Taijuan Walker, Michael Lorenzen earning the W's lately. These guys are pitching great. Aaron Nola is struggling, though. But I think we're starting to see this Phillies offense come to life. I'm big on this Phillies team. I think if this Phillies team gets back in the playoffs, I think they could have a very similar run to last year. So, I'm just saying, man. You know, that's a really good team. Great starting pitching. Bullpen has been good this year. I think this Phillies team has what it takes. Super chat from RWB team. I'll say this. You have to post on Twitter and eat your words about the Cubs when they're in first place by the end of the week and say you don't know ball. Fine. I will do that. I will do it. I will say RWB team, the Cubs are in first. I don't know ball. Here's one thing about me, RWB team. I have gladly eaten my words. I'm not always right. I'm not always right a lot, to be honest with you. I'm just putting my potato brain, I'm putting it to use somehow. I'm just seeing if I can maybe get something right here or there. I get a couple of things right here and there. But no, I think the Cubs are a really good team. If I'm being very real with you right now, when I do my power rankings, I have an Excel spreadsheet, right? And I do like a weighted formula, right? I weigh WRC plus, I weigh FIP, I weigh strength of schedule, I even calculate defense in there as well. And the Cubs, they're always up there, right? They're always up there. The Phillies too. The Phillies are always up there. The Mariners are always up there. But it's crazy to me when I see these good teams, but they're not putting the wins on the board. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. You got to win. Listen, I love my stats at the end of the day. I do. But you got to win games. You got to win. I don't know. But yeah, I'll gladly eat my words. I will gladly. I do it a lot. I got a potato for a brain. I got a tomato for a face today after going to the beach and not putting on enough sunscreen. So I got a potato brain, a tomato face. I don't know what the heck is going on today. My goodness. But anyway, Jonathan, how you doing? Nola is pitching himself out of a huge contract into a decent contract. That's a good take. Man. He is. He's not having a great year, on a walk year. I thought Nola was going to be really good this year. I figured, man, this guy's going to be a free agent. This guy's going to ball out this year, and he just hasn't. Let's see if he can get... but, hey, we've seen many times in the past, if the Phillies get in the playoffs, Nola having a bad season, man, the Red Sox, over the years, they've had many guys step up that were having bad seasons, and they stepped up in the playoffs when it mattered most. Derek Lowe, 2004, Derek Lowe had an ERA of like 5.3 in 2004, and that guy ended up being a postseason hero for the Red Sox. Go back to David Price with the Red Sox. That guy couldn't do anything in the playoffs. He wasn't really amazing in the regular season, but he came up big in 2018. Could Aaron Nola be that guy? Can he be that guy? Why not? Eric Moreno, thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. What do we got? Sam G, $4.99. Philly has a soft schedule in August, and the offense is starting to click. Could see them jumping a few spots in the upcoming weeks. I agree. But the Phillies, I like the Phillies. I do. Can they just start putting the wins together? At number 7, oh my goodness. Who the heck is Davis Schneider? Who in the heck is Davis Schneider? I'll tell you who he is. He's looking like Barry Bonds over the last few days. This guy's out of his freaking mind. Are you kidding me? Like, what is happening? Davis Schneider. What? How many games has he played? I need to pull this guy up. I think it's what, 3 or 4 games? Here we go. Davis. When you type in on Baseball Reference, he doesn't even come up. Here we go. Look at this. This guy's numbers are so stupid. Like, what is happening? He's played in... I think he's just played in 3 games. He's got 13 ABs. The mustache is amazing. Like, what is happening here? 13 ABs. He's hitting .692, 733 on base. He's got an OPS of 1.887. He's got 2 homers. He had 4 RBIs today. He went 4 for 5 today. This guy's nuts. Goodness gracious. Look at the mustache. That's a great looking mustache. Man, oh man. What do we got going on here? Got a super chat, couple super chats. Did I miss one? Oh no, yeah, I did miss one. Calvin Quinn. I'm curious on what you think of Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm's been hot. Bohm has been hot. That guy's hitting like crazy right now. Man, oh man. I've completely missed him on the Phillies. Alec Bohm is hitting really well. Let me actually go back here. Let's see. Batting average is up to 294. He's having a good year. Adam Johnson, $1.99. Talk about the Red Sox yet? Pay Hags is 20. No, I refuse. Our season's not over yet. It's not over yet. Hags can wait on that 20. He can wait. But Adam Johnson, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. I love you, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Alec Bohm, really good. Look at the last 7 games, hitting .414, a .469 on base, a .621 slugging. The guy's hitting really well lately. So yeah, thank you for the super chat. Man, RWB team. Man, you are salty about your Cubbies today. Listen, one more week. Man, RWB team. Did you put some extra salt on your chicken burrito tonight? Like, what the heck is going on? My goodness. All the salt from RWB team. Back to the Blue Jays. So, again, the Blue Jays, kind of a weird week. Another up and down kind of a week. And, I mean, they sweep the Red Sox, but they lost 3 out of 4 to the Orioles in the beginning of the week. They're 18th in WRC plus over the last 7. You got Vlad Jr. And Brandon Belt hitting well. Davis Schneider, of course, looking like Barry Bonds. Chapman, 3 RBIs today. The offense, it's just so hot and cold. I don't know. Starting pitching, they've been pretty decent lately. Yusei Kikuchi's been all right. He's been all right. 1.50 ERA over his last 12 innings. Gosman, Barrios, they got W's. They're doing all right lately. Alek Manoah, that guy is just having a quite a season. My goodness. But he did get the win against my Red Sox this weekend. So, the Blue Jays, they're kind of just hanging around here in the bottom half of the top 10 for me. So, but here we go for the Blue Jays. Let's see if they can get it rolling. At number 6, we got the Astros. And for the Astros, pretty decent week overall. They split with the Yankees, but they did sweep the Guardians. The offense, still kind of middle of the road. So one thing with this Astros team, the offense just doesn't really want to fully click. You got some really good bats here. Kyle Tucker's having a really good year. Alvarez is back now. Bregman is always pretty solid for the most part. Altuve's been dealing with the injuries this year. You got, McCormick as well. It's just this offense just can't get it going, right? Bellinger would have been so good for them if they ended up selling. But Verlander, that's the big story for the Astros, returning to the Astros after, 7 months of being apart. He did take the L, but he did pitch pretty well in his. Are we going to call it his Astros debut, or his Astros re-debut? What do you call that? He was only gone for like half a season, so. Yeah, what do you call it? I don't know. What do we got? So, Verlander, again, I think that was a great pickup for the Astros. I think it was great. I think it was, in the end, yeah, like it was just a weird deal overall. The Mets obviously having to send over a lot of cash. I didn't like the Astros. God, I know they had to give up something good, to get their ace back. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, you had to give up two really good outfield prospects like that. And for the Astros, their farm is already pretty weak. So, my goodness. That was, I would say, I don't know, what would be the big story? Justin Verlander coming back, or Framber Valdez with a no-hitter? I mean, my goodness. Framber Valdez, this guy's out of his mind. What do we got here? A couple super chats. How do you say this? Nishanthan. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this, man. Nishanthan Arudzvim. You forgot about Chris Bassett and the Jays bullpen. Yeah, Bassett's been pretty solid. Overall, the pitching staff has been pretty solid. Bullpen, yeah, I love the addition of Hicks, right? Got some velocity in there. Genesis Cabrera as well. I think this bullpen looking really good. And our WB team is on another level tonight. Another $5. You're supposed to read the super chats, man. You got to read my other one in case you missed it. It was, where did that one go? You know who else? Oh, you know who else is hot? The Cubs and not in the top 10. I thought I read that one. Didn't I read that one? Didn't I just read that one? I thought I read that one. Is my brain not clicking right now? I mean, my brain doesn't click a lot, but I'm just saying. I don't know. You're very salty tonight, my friend. You're very salty. One more week. That's all I'm saying. At number 5, we got the Rangers back in the top 5. They're red hot. They won 6 straight. They're third in WRC plus over the last 7. Semi and Seager, Garcia. These guys got some hot bats right now. The starting pitching is finally looking stabilized. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more stable with Max Scherzer and Jordan Montgomery in the fold. Even despite Scherzer having his issues this year, hey, it never hurts to add a guy like Max Scherzer to your rotation. He did pretty well in his Rangers debut. 6 innings, 3 earned, 9 strikeouts against the White Sox. Started off pretty rough, but he got back on track. Jordan Montgomery, he had a really good first start against the Marlins. 6+ innings, 2 earned, 6 Ks. So really good debuts from those guys. Just saying. Bullpen, very good. 3.32 ERA over the last 7. Rangers are looking great right now. Rangers are looking good. They look like they are back on track. At number 4, we got the Dodgers. They split the first 2 games, ended up winning tonight. I was getting ready, so I didn't fully see the results of the game, but I saw they were up like 6-1 at one point. They scored 25 runs against Oakland in their sweep. Not bad if you ask me, taking advantage of a bad team. 6 in WRC plus over the last 7. Betts and Freeman continue, in my opinion, to be the best 1-2 punch in baseball. My goodness. Outman, Rosario, they're hitting well lately. Offense is doing great. 12th and FIP over the last 14. The starting pitching is looking okay. Lance Lynn, his debut against the A's, 7 innings, 3 earned, 7 strikeouts. Not bad for Lance Lynn. Urias is pitching well lately, so they got to get him back on track. That's another guy. Walk year, free agency coming up here, and hasn't been having a great year. So that's another guy, right? With Aaron Nola, that's a guy that's going to be pretty decent. 9th in the bullpens this past week. Not bad at all. Dodgers are playing pretty solid, if you ask me. At number 3, I got the Rays. They won 2 out of 3 against the Yankees and the Tigers. Offense is coming alive lately. 11th in WRC plus. Franco, Lau, they're hitting well. 1st in FIP overall on the year for the starting pitching, and 3rd in the last 14. Listen, This Rays starting pitching rotation, I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to go up against it in the playoffs. That's going to be pretty rough. Glasnow, Eflin, Littell, they've been pitching well. Savali had a pretty mixed bag for his debut. He went 4 2/3, 9 hits, 3 earned against the Tigers. So let's see if Savali can kind of pick it up a little bit. However, they got some pretty rough news with Shane McClanahan. They got some pretty rough news. Going to the IL with forearm tightness. So, I don't know, man. I'm hoping he's going to be all right because they need that guy for the postseason. So, I don't know. I haven't seen any results on anything. I think he went today for testing or whatever, so I haven't really seen anything on that unless someone else did. I don't know. But number 2, we got the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles playing some great baseball. First AL team to 70 wins. First AL team to 70 wins. The Orioles, man, I'll tell you, I've said this a few times prior to the season. I remember playing out of the park baseball. I was running simulations like crazy, just running them over and over and over again. Out of the park baseball loved the Baltimore Orioles. And I was like, no, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like they could be really good, or they could just be pretty good. Man, they're really good. Out of the park baseball got it right. They were really big on the Baltimore Orioles. I'm telling you, I ran, I don't know, maybe like 20 simulations, and the Orioles had won the division quite a few times in that. Had a wild card spot in a few other sims. I'm just saying, man, they're definitely looking pretty good right now. 8-2 in the last 10. They've won 4 straight. Won 3 out of 4 against the Blue Jays. They swept the Mets. 4th in WRC plus in the last 7. Rushman, Henderson, Mountcastle are hot. Mountcastle's hitting over 600 in his last 7 games. Insane. 9th in starting pitching FIP in the last 2 weeks. Flaherty had a really solid first start. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned. Kyle Gibson's pitching well. So, Orioles are looking great right now. Orioles looking great. And at number 1, we got the Braves. First team to get to 70 wins in the majors this year. They had a RWB team. Here comes RWB team. I know the Braves. They lost 2 out of 3 against the Cubbies. I know, but the Braves, to me, they don't lose their top spot just because you lose a series. Their offense has been really good. First in WRC plus on the year. First this past week. Matt Olson's going off. He's got 6 home runs this past week. He hit 1 today. In his last 7 games, Matt Olson is hitting .481, a .563 on base, a .741 slugging, 6 RBIs as well. The starting pitching, though, they got to start getting it together. Got to start getting it together here. Max Fried did look really good. Right? Did look really good. 6 shutout innings in his return, right? Strider's been pitching pretty well, but they got to get more out of Bryce Elder. They got to get more out of Charlie Morton, right? The starting pitching has been a little inconsistent. So, overall, though, I still really like this Braves team. I think the Orioles are getting close, right? I'm not ready to take the Braves out of number 1 spot. After they did lose the series, I know people will, they're going to react to that. They're definitely going to react to that, especially RWB team, the number 1 Cubs fan in the land. By the way, the Cubs have won series against 6 of your top 10 teams so far. In the Brewers, Giants, Rangers, Dodgers, and Rays, but they're not in the top 10. Hey, if they've been more consistent this year, maybe they would be in the top 10. Sounds pretty good. Actually, RWB team, do you know that the Cubs are 29-36 against teams over 500? Did you know that? I'm just saying. 29-36 against over 500 teams? I don't know, man. One more good week. They can get in the top 10. What do we got? Oh, hold on. We missed one here. Jimmy Productions. I saw your trade deadline grades, and I understand why they gave the grade to the Nationals, but I understand why they kept their guys. Yeah, the Nationals, I can see why, again, like you just said, I can see why they kept him too. They're under a lot of control. You don't actually have to give them up. So, I don't know, but for the Nationals, I thought they got a decent return for Jamer Candelario. Thank you, Jimmy Productions. SoundFX09. Braves still at number 1. Man, good series win versus LAA, but bad series loss at Chicago. Chicago's hot right now. They're hot. Big week ahead. Number 4 at Pittsburgh. Then 4 at the Mets with a doubleheader on Saturday. Morton and Elder look vulnerable. Needs Soroka back ASAP. Yeah, they definitely got to get that starting pitching on track a bit. Yeah, Sound FX. I wouldn't worry. I think it's a good Braves team. Jimmy Productions, $4.99. Nationals kept their guys because they want to be the Reds of 2024 and next season. And the highest pick, and they can have this year in the draft lottery is okay. So I see what you're saying. Yeah. So they're trending up, man. They got good young players there. They're gonna have some more draft picks coming up. The Nationals are definitely on the right track. I agree. Lord Volpes with a $5 super chat. Thank you for your support, my friend. I appreciate you. Jimmy Productions, $4.99 because of the lottery rules and Nets payroll and DC being large market and revenue rules. Yeah. So I think, like I said, they're on the right track. I love just that core they're building there, right? Mackenzie Gore for the pitching staff with Josiah Gray, right? Got guys like C.J. Abrams in that lineup. Lane Thomas having a breakout year, man. You're having some good young players really step up for the Nationals, and I feel like they're playing all right this year. RWB team yet again, and yet, man, you are supporting the channel tonight, my friend. Even though you're enraged and you hate me, I do appreciate that you're supporting the channel. I'm just saying. And yet won the series against 7 out of 10 teams in your top 10. But what about the series where the Cubs have lost to really bad teams? I don't know. And they're 29-36 against teams over 500. Everyone, that is all I have for tonight. I appreciate you stopping by. It's always fun doing the power rankings with you. It's always fun seeing the hatred in the chat. It's always fun seeing how angry you guys get at power rankings. It's the best. I love it. But everyone, thank you for stopping by tonight. It's always greatly appreciated. Always fun to come on here with all of you. Hey, you know, we had a really amazing week, an amazing stream on the trade deadline. I was a little burned out after that. I'm not going to lie. I was live for 8 hours that day. It almost killed me. Not going to lie. But it was nice to take a couple of days off, go to the beach today, completely fry my face. Now I got a tomato face. What can I say? Everyone, thank you again for stopping by. We will be live at probably some point during the week, kind of just check in, talk about what's going on in the world of baseball. I'll probably get a couple of videos uploaded this week. I got some ideas cooking. Just like our WB team was cooking tonight for his Cubs. Our WB team, I will say, I love your support of the Cubs. I still wish to this day we could have seen the Red Sox and the Cubs in the World Series in 2003. I thought that would have been amazing. But yeah, RWB team, look out for the Cubs next week. One more week. Everyone, have yourself a great night. Have yourself a great week, and I'll talk to you next time.